welcome to the Distortion Entertainment podcast. My name is Ethan Carpenter. Of course, I'm joined by Mitchell Wade.
Hey, everybody. I was not ready for this opening.
Yeah, I was also not ready, but my brain just decided to shoot for it.
Did you not want to do the 1, 2, 3 clap sync or anything like that?
Oh, crap. We do need to do that. 3, 2, 1. Cool. I'll sync that afterwards. And hey, everybody.
We're
Hope
professionals.
everyone's having a good time.
We get paid to do this. We do not.
My brain was like, panic, start the episode. I'm like, oh, okay, brain. I mean, I had started already talking like the episode had already begun, because obviously there's a difference between my normal speaking voice and podcasting voice.
But there isn't. He is always in podcast mode.
Am I?
No. But it'd be
I was about to say, I know I have a different inflection when I podcast or do YouTube videos and things like that.
Yeah, when you aren't in podcast mode, you're tired.
I'm always tired though.
Yeah.
That's my secret, Cap. I'm always tired. But yeah, guys, welcome to the Distortion Entertainment podcast. Sorry, I feel like I'm apologizing every episode for coming out with episodes late, but you know, it's life. I picked up more video editing work, so it's being burnt out from that.
Also, if you need him to do video editing work, hire him.
Yeah, if anybody needs any more, that's just what I need. I need more things to do with the little time that I have.
Well, think about it. You could quit working for Fox if you just...
I could, but then I would have to start paying attention to my own funds for like taxes and stuff.
Oh no, responsibility. It's almost like you're 30 or something.
I'm not 30. I'm 28.
I will be 30 this year, and I am not having any form of dread or existentialism because of it.
I found a gray in my beard the other day.
Oh, I've been getting gray hair since I was like 23.
Yeah, it was right there with no shame. And I'm like, it begins. So,
but you're still not bald.
But I'm not bald yet. I'm balding. My hairline is receding day by day, but I am not bald yet. I will rock the Devin Townsend skullet before I go bald. I will do it.
I feel like you should not only rock the skullet, but make them dreads too.
I don't know if I can pull the dreads.
I didn't say you could pull it. But I mean,
just said you should do it.
Yeah. But can anyone pull the skullet? I don't even know if Devin pulled the skullet.
Yeah, that's true. I don't really think he was able to pull it off, but he tried, by God. But yeah, guys, welcome to Distortion Entertainment. Today we're going over a Carrion Vael album and a Ancients record. We'll be doing that a little bit. Ancients with 2 eyes, can't forget that. We'll be doing that after we talk a little bit about the news, starting with, what do you think's the biggest one? Should we go Ozzy and Kanye?
We should go Ozzy and Kanye.
You wanna field this one?
So Kanye, everyone's favorite, definitely not super racist, once a Nazi, still kind of a Nazi guy who is also wearing a Burzum shirt, potentially. Who knows? Because why wouldn't he? Oh, that's right. He did wear a Burzum shirt. Oh, Kanye.
Yes, we get it. Kanye's an anti-Semite. We know.
No, he likes Jonah Hill, though.
Here's the thing. Not to get on a tangent already, but so I know you don't like Fantano, but Fantano did a video.
I don't hate Fantano that much, because I guess he was somewhat right about me being wrong about sleep. Or not sleep, sun. He's still wrong about OPEC.
True, he is. He did a video about the new Kanye record, and he called it unreviewable. And he basically just refused to review it because of Kanye being anti-Semitic and all these other things. And the thing is, it's not even an instance of being able to separate the art from the artist, because the anti-Semitism it's in his music too. It's like in the lyrics, so you can't even like separate it. And people in the comments were trying to pull a But in another lyric, he said he's hiring Jewish people. So how can he be racist towards Jewish people? And he basically fired back with a comment of, that's the same argument as saying, like, I can't be racist, I have a black friend. And you would not accept that argument if I made that argument. So why are you accepting that argument because Kanye's doing it?
Well, not only, let's be honest, it also hiring Jewish people to work for him, that's like a slave owner just being like, look, I got black people working for me. I can't be racist. Sure, they aren't paid, but I give them housing? ?
But anyway, there was some beef with Ozzy and Kanye.
Yeah, onto the news article. Not really beef, is more Kanye used an Iron Man sample, and he didn't even ask Ozzy if he could, which one?
No, correction. He asked Ozzy if he could. Ozzy said no.
No,
he can't.
No, I'm looking at it now, using an unauthorized sample.
Yeah, it's unauthorized because Ozzy said no. And then he did it anyway.
Well, he removed it, to be fair.
Gotcha.
Kanye West cut that Black Sabbath sample.
So he kind of corrected his mistake.
Yeah. But I didn't know he asked. Nothing I've ever read said he asked. But Ozzy was like, I don't want to be associated with this man whatsoever.
Which is fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a bit of Kanye news because of all of that, and obviously the basically putting out the new album that people are freaking out about. My brother's really big into Kanye,
unfortunately,
and both of my brothers are, and I'm like, I don't get it.
Yeah,
he made Graduation. I'm like, I don't care.
I mean, to be fair, I'm not a rap fan by any means. There is rap that I do like, but it's not the same as me being a metalhead.
Yeah, that's fair. And both of them are hip hop heads.
Yeah.
So,
but I definitely don't get Kanye's appeal.
Yeah, me neither. I think the only song I like that he's on, and I think it's because I like Jay-Z more than him, is the title that I can't say, In Paris. Because that song does kind of go hard. But
now, is it because you can't say it or you don't want to say it?
A little bit of both.
All right.
A little bit of both.
There's a difference, Ethan. There's a difference.
True. There is a difference. Moving on to something a little bit more positive. This is not a band that I particularly listen to, and neither does Mitch. We talked a little bit about it while we were gathering news sources, but I am aware of the band Kitty. They're known as a all woman metal band, and they released a new song for the first time in 13 years. Apparently, it's really heavy. It's called Eyes Wide Open. I have not checked it out yet, but I might after this podcast. People are saying it's pretty solid. Open. With eyes wide open, we don't see. I cannot do Creed, man. Unless if it's Alter Bridge, which is Creed, but with a better singer. But
where's the lie?
Yeah, so Kitty released a new song.
It's not even just Creed with a better singer. I mean, it is the members of Creed with a better singer, but they don't even sound like Creed. Instrumentally,
that is true. They are heavier
and proggier.
Would you call them proggier?
They're a little bit proggy sometimes.
Okay.
Sometimes. I'm not saying they're a prog metal band. They're an alternative metal band. But they do
have
proggy.
Some bangers, though.
They do.
They do have some bangers.
I listened to them like maybe a couple of months ago on my endeavor to listen to all the music that I own and give everyone a fair shake, because even though I own 50 gigs of music, I probably listen to all of like 10 gigs of it.
Right.
Over and over again. And I'm going through and I'm like, do I really like this? No, delete. do I really like this? Holy shit, why did I forget this band? That kind of thing. And Alter Bridge was one of the holy shits, why did I forget this? I loved this in high school and it's still good.
Yeah, Kitty dropped a new song. Then moving on to another big name that I actually know a little bit more about, not necessarily because I've listened to his projects, although I have listened to more than I have of Kitty. David Vincent, who was, I believe, the original vocalist for Morbid Angel, he is no longer in the band, came out and spoke a little bit about modern death metal vocals. And to be fair, I started reading the article, and the headlines were being a little bit, what's the phrase? Over embellishing what he was saying.
What?
Or taking things out of context.
What? Come on. A
Who
news
would do
article?
that?
Come on. Never. It's almost like we live in an age where they try to grab your attention and give you an opinion before you read the full article.
Exactly. So what the article headline said was, David Vincent says, if you have something to say but you can't understand it, then why say it? He was talking about like the really unintelligible death metal vocals.
Oh, you mean the ones that I absolutely hate?
Well, I mean, I don't care what you hate.
Do you mean Dying Fetus?
At least John Gallagher. Yeah, he's probably in there. But I read a little bit more, and he did clarify that that's, quote, everybody's got to do what's right for them. That's just not right for me, unquote. Specifically talking about the unintelligible vocal style from some of his peers. He says, I don't have a lot of commentary about what people do. I'm either a fan of it or I'm not, but that doesn't matter. Thankfully, there's enough choices out there where folks can figure out if they want to listen to this or what have you. So he's a bit less judgmental about it than I thought based off of the headlines.
Not too contrarian about it.
Yeah, he was chill. He was chill. I still don't really like Morbid Angel, but David Vincent was chill about it. And then I have two more things. I have like a Disturbed ranked, and I pulled that because Mitchell used to be a big fan.
It's actually very true. I was huge into Disturbed to the point I always wore a Disturbed beanie at school. They were my gateway band, and I loved them up until Asylum. And like, I liked Asylum, but anything after Asylum, I'm like, meh.
Yeah, no, I got you. Asylum had some bangers.
But before we do that, I was saying news.
I have that, and I was going to go back to you because you had some more news, and then I just have like a tour announcement as well.
Yeah. What tour are you speaking of, Ethan?
Oh, Death Clock announced a 2024 tour with Dragon Force, which I thought was kind of an odd choice, and Necrogoblicon, which is an odd choice compared to Dragon Force. But they do be going on tour, and they're stopping by our town, which is nice. I really do want to go check out Death Clock. I think that'd be a sick show to go to.
Death Clock is one of the few bands that is still on my list to see live, if for no other reason than I got so hurt by Randy Blythe for a tour that had to be canceled because he had to go and throw somebody off a stage and get arrested for it.
Oh.
The tour was... Yeah. And you got to confirm with me that this is a sick lineup. Gojira's the opener. Death Clock.
Okay, good start. Yeah.
Lamb of God.
That is a sick lineup.
I had tickets. I was ready to go with my best friend Doug. And then we get this email while we're hanging out. And it's, hey, Randy Blythe got arrested. He ain't getting out of jail anytime soon. Bada bing, bada boom. Your tour canceled.
Yeah. Yeah.
That destroyed me. And I've seen all those bands aside from Death Clock. So Death Clock is one of the few like final bands that I want to see live that I still need to. Haken is another one.
Yeah, definitely.
Which I think I've already missed seeing Haken here in Indianapolis.
They did come by recently, did they? Didn't they?
Yeah,
I missed them too.
If they haven't come by yet, they're like getting ready to. If they haven't come by yet, I might actually go and see them. But I'm less interested in the tour because it's their Fauna album.
Yeah, oh yeah. But they'll probably end up doing like a
Hey Ethan, do you want
encore.
Oh no, it's they're the only band on there. They're playing like 2 hours a night.
What were you going to ask?
You want to go see Haken because it hasn't happened yet?
Potentially. When is it?
It's the 22nd.
Like next week?
Yeah, Thursday.
That might be a stretch. I don't know if I can or not.
How much are tickets?
I will ask.
Let's see how much tickets are. They shouldn't be like more than $30. $35.
It's not bad.
No. Oh, it's orchestral seating?
But the problem is, I think one of our editors is out on vacation next week.
Oh.
And we have a new guy.
Did you know that I didn't know this. Old National Center does orchestra seating?
Yeah. Huh. Yes. Because I think that's where I saw Primus, and we had seats.
So yeah, there's that. We could go see Haken if we really wanted to for $35
potentially. Yeah. I'll ask my boss, but it might be a stretch because it's so soon.
Yeah.
What was I saying? I checked out a little bit of Death Album 4. I listened to Mermaider 3. Not very impressed with that one. It's definitely not as good as Mermaider, and really not as good as Mermaider 2. Mermaider
2 is so good.
Yes, I have come to think that Mermaider 2 is the best out of them.
Well, yeah.
It's very, very good. But yeah, so Death Clock's on tour. I really want to go see that. I think Dragon Force would be fun to see. And Dickie Allen is doing vocals for Necrogoblicon right now. And
I also found out he doesn't do the clean vocals. The Goblin does the clean vocals now.
Interesting. Yeah, okay. And I've just been interested to see what Dickie Allen can do live, just because he's a monster on studio takes. But yeah, that was Death Clock.
Yeah.
So
that was Death Clock news. In terms of my news, Iron's Murder is touring for the first time North America since getting rid of CJ.
Yes, I did see that. Who is the new vocalist? Hold on. New Thy Art. Tyler Miller. Oh, he was the guy from Aversion's Crown.
That means nothing to me, but
I know the band, but I've never listened to them, to my knowledge.
Gotcha.
From my understanding, I believe they released an album with him on it already. From my understanding, he sounds a lot like CJ. So they're not really shaking up the stylings all that much. But, CJ was kicked out for a reason, so
many reasons, actually.
Yeah, so hopefully Tyler does well in the band. I am interested to see what the band does because I liked a few Thy Art songs. Basically, anytime they came out with a new single, I would check it out, but album-wise, I was always kind of meh. Yeah, so they're on tour. I'm probably not going to go catch that tour, but they are touring.
Are you a Thy Art Murder fan?
I like some Thy Art. Really, the songs that I like are songs they just don't play live. Like, my favorite Thy Art song is They Will Know Another, which is just it's actually a very impactful and emotional song, and I don't think they play it live.
Risking everything right now. I have a very curious cat that's trying to walk on my keyboard.
Which cat is it?
It's Succotash.
Aw, cute Succotash.
So cute. Sabbath doesn't cause problem unless it involves a milkshake or chicken bones, which is why I can't leave trash around the house.
I shouldn't do that either, but yeah. I do.
Some more positive news, though, besides a cute little kitty cat. All Shall Perish revealed their lineup. They're coming back.
Oh, yeah. Is Eddie back in there with them? I believe he is.
Yes.
Okay, that's really cool. I've only listened to one All Shall Perish record. It's the green one. It's the one that a lot of people know.
I love how metal records can just be identified by color.
Hold on, I gotta figure out.
Especially if you listen to Baroness, where they actually named the albums the color.
The Price of Existence. That's the album.
See, I'm all for Black Dahlia Murder's blue album, but their red album's really good too.
True. But they have 2 red albums.
No, I would say one's more orange.
Okay, fair enough. But so All Shall
talking about them.
Yeah, All Shall Perish coming back. That's big news. People really like All Shall Perish. I think they're pretty decent. They're like melodic deathcore type stuff. At least this album that I listened to.
The one song I really liked by them, which I can't remember what it's called, which I think might be from the Green album.
Wage Slaves?
No. I would look it up, but I risk potentially crashing my computer.
I can literally run through every track if you want me to.
Go to YouTube and you know what? I have a phone. Let's use the phone. Let's go to the phone, folks.
Yeah.
Oh my God, where is it?
All right, I'm done.
All Shall Perish music video. Okay.
Apparently this album...
No, there is nothing left.
There is nothing left.
Might not be from Green album.
That is not from Green album. Hold on. Let me look it up. There is nothing left. All Shall Perish. That... What album's that from? Genius,
Maybe
help me out.
Track.
It's from This Is Where It Ends. This is where it ends. All Shall Perish. Wikipedia. So that album doesn't even have Eddie. Oh, no, yes, it does. Okay. Yes, it does. Cool. I've never heard that one. I might have to check it out.
It's one of those I was a sad emo kid deathcore songs where it's like...
They have a Faith No More cover on this record.
Ooh.
So surprise, you're dead. I'm going to have to check that out too.
That's why I liked it, because I was a sad emo kid when I liked it.
Fair enough. Yeah,
and
that was their last record. 2011. So
as an adult, I don't listen to deathcore anymore unless it's apparently good deathcore, which then I don't recognize as deathcore.
Except it's still deathcore.
But I don't recognize it as deathcore.
Boo.
Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, some positive news. And then why don't we talk about some not positive news? Folks, you ever been on a dating app? And
yes,
you really working out with this person. Everything's clicking.
Not at all.
And they just... Well, that's because you don't talk to women, Ethan.
Yeah, screw women up top.
Yeah. We would like to sincerely apologize now. We actually do like women.
I don't want to apologize for nothing.
Okay, Kanye. Anyways, the reason I bring up ghosting, as the children call it, the cool kids, if you will, is
this is your segue.
Shut up. What?
It took me a second it took me a second to remember the story you're about to bring up, and I'm like, oh, okay, there you go.
And you're ruining it. You're ruining it. You're ruining everything I'm doing by interrupting me.
Okay, continue.
This was AAA gold platinum level of segue.
Are you sure it's not chromed plastic?
It could be chrome plastic. Everything's chrome in the future. Everyone knows that. Anyways, Insomnium's guitarist, I'm going to butcher this Nordic man's name. I'm going to say it's Janne Limatiens. Sure, yeah. Just completely ghosted the band. They're a 4-piece right now. And for those of you who have no clue who that man is, he's the one that does the clean vocals as well as some of the guitar. But he's just like completely disappeared. Here's a quote. Many of you have been asking where Nordic man's name is and why there has been no update about his status in the band. The answer is weirdly simple. For a long time, we didn't know where he was, and we could not reach him by any means.
Jeez.
I don't know why you would do that to the band. I actually had my guitarist when I had a band, quote unquote, ghost me, but we were also high school students. And also not world-renowned Nordic melodic death metal.
You're just locally renowned.
We weren't even locally renowned. I think my girlfriend at the time knew my band existed, and that's about it. And I'm sure she didn't want to know that my band existed.
Yeah, probably not.
Probably not. But yeah, that's just so strange. I don't know. Ethan, what do you think?
Yeah, it's incredibly weird just to bounce and disappear from your band. Although that kind of happened a couple of times when, at least as far as I know, in a past band I was in, that I think that happened with the drummer a couple of times where he just disappeared for a few weeks. But like to just disappear and like not being able to be contacted at all for an extended period of time when you're a national act, it's a little funky.
It's a little funky. And they like didn't want to address it because they still had hope. I'm reading more of the quote, but paraphrasing it. They still had hope that like, hey, maybe something's just up with him and he's trying to figure out stuff. But eventually the band's going to have to move on regardless. Like it's a job. So they're not letting it affect any of their live shows. They're still doing live show stuff. And they are, Brandon Ellis from the Black Dahlia murder is agreed to fill in the second guitar parts.
Huh. That's a solid replacement.
And Nick Cordell of Omnium Gatherum, which I think Nick is in the band somewhat already. Let me look it up very quick.
I'd do it on your phone.
Too late. Nope, this is somebody different. Never mind. It's fine. Computer didn't crash. We're good. For those of you who don't know, for some reason, even though I got 32 gigs of RAM and like a 16 core processor, Cubase likes to have audio dropouts on my end if I use Chrome. It's weird. I don't know. I'm not the computer tech man I thought I was. Not when it comes to audio equipment, that's for sure.
See, I use Reaper and Microsoft Edge, and I don't have any problems. But that means I also admit to using Microsoft Edge, which I think...
Yeah, why would you admit that?
Which I think is a 100% effective birth control.
I was about to say, no wonder you're having so many problems on dating apps. I thought it was because you didn't talk to women.
Is it weird that I open up my dating profile with I use Microsoft Edge?
Yeah, because then they know you edge.
You've been edging for 4 hours. Maybe take a break.
Hey, Ethan, would you like to talk about our favorite band, Slayer?
Oh, I suppose I could talk about Slayer. I don't have the actual thing pulled up, but I know the gist. There's a couple things that have come out about Kerry King being a douchebag, essentially.
No. Kerry King, a douchebag? Come on now.
Yeah, you know. It was announced recently that he apparently has not talked to Tom Araya since Slayer's last show. I mean, kind of a dick move, but, you know, that's neither here or there. Also,
he would share a tequila with him, though.
He would
remember
share.
that.
Okay, fair enough. But also, Dave Lombardo is dead to him for some reason. I don't know. I didn't read that article. I just rolled my eyes at it. Maybe they're being hyperbolic on the thing, but with Kerry King, I really don't think so. And the other big one was he announced that he basically played bass on all of Slayer's early records.
At least since the early 90s.
Which I don't believe.
And I do believe it, but only because I hate Slayer so much and I hate Kerry King. And I think he's a talentless hack.
It's one of those things. I saw people arguing about it the other day, and people were saying he's a really good rhythm player, which I guess you can call him a decent rhythm player, but his leads are hot trash.
Yeah, sure. But yeah, I don't even know what's the point of bringing all this up, especially after you just like, oh, I haven't talked to Tom Mariah, so now I'm just going to be like,
well, he announced his new band.
Yeah, but who cares?
Which is cleverly titled Kerry King.
Yeah, and weren't they on a tour that I was interested in until I saw that Kerry King was on it?
I believe they are touring, but I am unsure of what.
Yeah, can you look up what the touring? Because it was somebody that I was like, oh, that's cool.
Tour. I don't want to go to Kerry King's official website. I really don't. I'll go to Arrow Lords of Metal.
Oh, speaking of tours, by the way, that Death Clock tour, you San Francisco people get special. I think it's San Francisco. Get a special tour because it's Baby Clock.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I forgot about Baby Clock.
I found it. It was the Lamb of God Mastodon tour.
That's right, the Lamb of God Mastodon tour, where they're doing the entirety of Ashes of the Wake and Leviathan, which I'm not a huge fan of Leviathan. I know as a Mastodon fan, that's like blasphemous, but I like their more proggy stuff. Sorry, not sorry. That is a sick riff.
It is a great riff.
Fuck Kerry King. I think that's an opinion I can have.
Sure.
So that's all the news I have in terms of music.
Do you want to save the Disturbed ranking for after the reviews?
We always do the rankings after. Okay. We gotta do the rankings after. In terms of video games, Ethan, have you been playing anything besides Spelunky, Isaac, and that one other game that you always play?
Well, always is a stretch. I'm currently doing The Godfather 2 as my full playthrough game.
That's right.
But the past couple of weeks, I've just been feeling off. So I've really only been doing my Isaac streams. But I did do Spelunky yesterday, and I've been experimenting. I've been posting shorts onto the Gamecom channel, and they've actually been getting decent views. I posted a Dark Souls themed one, where I was basically talking about a Dark Souls randomizer video I watched. And I don't know if the bit sucked or if Dark Souls fans are just really stingy, but it got like bombarded with dislikes. The one I posted today was of me dying unexpectedly in Spelunky 2, and you can pinpoint the exact moment where I give up on life. And I think I called it Heartbreak. That's Spelunky 2, baby, or something like that. And it's got a little over 1,000 views. So that's cool. Yeah, I've been playing those. I haven't really been playing anything else. I haven't touched my PlayStation in a number of weeks.
Give it to me.
I'm not going to give it to you. I'll
give it to me.
No, I'm not even going to sell it to you.
No, we're best friends. Give it to me. That's how best friends work.
I'm not going to give you my PlayStation.
You owe me.
How do I owe you? In fact, you owe me money.
Excuse me. You were kind enough to give. I gave you a coat.
Okay. That paid for one of the meals I covered.
Wow, that was an official FedEx coat. The first one I've ever
also
owned.
only had to wear it once.
Was it today? Because today is actually really cold and snowy.
I probably could have used it today, but no, I got home before it started. Well, I guess we went out to eat, but I wore it that day you gave it to me, and then it was like 60 for the next 2 weeks.
You know, a normal average wintertime temperature in February of 60 degrees.
Yeah, the world's not on fire.
No. Anyways, yeah, maybe I owe you money, but I give you my friendship and I deal with you. I think that's worth a PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
I do this podcast
very irregularly, I might add.
Well, that's not my fault usually.
I know that's on both of us. No, today I did buy a new game, or I pre-ordered a game today. I pre-ordered the new WWE game.
Why?
Because I'm a sucker and I like those games.
Weren't the last couple ones hot trash?
No, the only one that was hot trash was 2K20.
Okay.
The past couple have been really good. But I pre-ordered the $110 version.
Oh my god, what the fuck? Why? What does it come with?
Extra DLC and wrestlers.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm probably going to also get that version on PlayStation as well.
Ethan.
Yeah.
Please start spending your money on me if you're going to just waste it.
I'm not wasting it. I'm going to stream it.
All right.
I think. Maybe. I really want to play GM mode with somebody, but nobody, the person that says they will is always busy. And then nobody else I know likes wrestling enough to do GM mode properly.
Yeah, don't ask me.
I wasn't going to ask. I have real.
Good.
I wasn't going to.
Good. Now.
It's fun. It's a management thing. It's not.
Oh, boy. Management. If I wanted to go into management, I would apply to the manager position at my job so I could get more money.
I'd play football manager. Thank you very much.
If I was going to do manager, it'd be racing manager. Thank you.
Fair enough. Yes. I don't have much for PC gaming news, but there is a big game that dropped in between our last episode and this episode, which is Pal World. It's Pokemon with guns.
The adult Pokemon?
Yes. It is Pokemon with guns, and there's been some controversies about it. I've seen things where people are accusing them of using AI art or ripping off designs from Pokemon, or Nintendo potentially looking into suing them, or this, that, or the other. I haven't looked super deep into it. I've never played Pal World. My roommate plays it. Jake plays it. And apparently it's fun. I've just had no interest in trying it. I don't know. That's just it's just Pal World. I just wanted to bring up Pal World.
For me, one, I'm not a big Pokemon fan to begin with. It was part of my childhood, there's that, but I was never super into it. And it's just another survival build management game. In some ways, it's kind of like Factorio, but with enslavement instead of robots. Because you can, get your pals to mine and build and everything for you. It looks fun if you're into that kind of gameplay and everything. But it's just it's not for me. Now, a game that is for me is diving into hell for patriotism and freedom. In other words, Helldivers 2. Let me tell you, I am in love with this game. I've been bored on Destiny 2, which was the game I played with all my friends for the longest time. It was just getting boring and tedious. Helldivers 2 is so much fun. It's got all the satire of Starship Troopers, that over the top patriotism Let's, species side is totally okay for in the sake of patriotism and freedom kind of thing. So that satire is there constantly. You'll like throw a grenade and your guy will just scream for freedom, for democracy. And, you get your one-liners like, how does democracy taste, you bug? And stuff like that. It's also Starship Troopers and the fact that you either fight bugs or it's Terminator where you're fighting robots, and the robots are so hard. But what makes the game fun as a co-op is, one, you actually have to like tactically talk to your squad because friendly fire is on. And let me tell you, it is really easy to kill people in this game. People running in front of you, you turning around, not paying attention. Or the other cool thing that you do is after you drop in, you have these things called stratagems. And it's basically a grenade that you code and throw. And it calls in like orbital bombardments.
Mercenaries 2 style.
Or you call in like an airstrike, or you're like, I need a machine gun. And you call that in, and your spaceship that's up in orbit drops a machine gun for you. It is so fun. It's simple gameplay that like you can kind of turn your brain off, and it's just overwhelming hordes constantly.
Yeah. Jake wanted to play that today. I just didn't know if I wanted to buy it or not. I don't know. I might. It looks interesting. It's just multiplayer games aren't usually my shtick.
And you can like solo, or you can play with randos, but it's definitely best played with like 3 other friends.
Right.
Over Discord. But yeah, I highly recommend Helldivers 2 for people that want a fun multiplayer game with their friends that's not competitive. And in terms of news, and I'm happy about this, the lead dev was like, we're not going to add PvP. This is not a game for PvP. We don't want that toxicity. And it doesn't need PvP.
Yeah, I'm on PC Gamer right now. That's the very top article. It says Helldivers 2 boss says it'll never add PvP, and for anyone looking for it, I recommend Tarkov.
Yeah. Which, God, Tarkov is toxic as fuck.
Yeah, I can't do Tarkov. It's so sweaty.
It's very sweaty. Like if you're not drenched in your own sweat playing Tarkov, you're not playing Tarkov. And what was another article about Helldivers 2? They're hiring dev teams because they weren't ready for it to be as popular as it is. So, they have a cool feature. That's right. I forgot about this. There is a feature now. It's completely random if it happens to you, and it's probably unlikely that it will. But they have people watching the games that are like devs that can call in stuff for you. So they might make the hordes harder or bring in a boss out of nowhere. So the actual development team is actively watching some people's gameplays. Probably like high-end streamers.
Yeah, I've heard of other games doing that before. Yeah.
But it's a cool feature to do that to people. So
Indeed.
I highly recommend Helldivers 2. If, again, you want like a fun co-op online multiplayer.
Gotcha. Yeah, I might have to look into it eventually. Rocksteady released a new game.
Rocksteady released a new game. What game did Rocksteady release?
Suicide Squad: Kill the Justice League. It's been pretty much bombarded with negative reviews.
I heard it's not the worst thing.
Yeah, I've heard it's okay at best. There's a problem with scaling. The game gets pretty repetitive. I've heard that like traversal is fun. The combat's okay at first, but it does get repetitive. And then a lot of people didn't like how some of the heroes died in the story. I guess Batman's in particular was very, very not satisfying. But I haven't played it, so I can't really comment on it. I can only go by the footage I've seen, and it looks chaotic, and it looks like it's a live service game that got stripped of some of the live service aspects, and then they didn't change anything else about it. When really, all they needed to do was make another Arkham game, but you play as the Suicide Squad.
There's that, or they could have just like tried to copy the formula that oh god, what was it? What's the Marvel space one? Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh yeah, I haven't played that yet. I've heard it's great though.
I heard it was great. I've seen some gameplay. It looks fun. So, stop doing live service like for games that should be single player. Come on,
Big agree.
stop it. And that's funny because Helldivers 2 is live service, but it's also multiplayer and it's not pay to win. So it's a little different there. Just saying.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I got on gaming news. And then movies. We haven't really done movies in a little while. First of all, I want to give a big round of applause to Madam Web for absolutely killing it in the box office. It's a chef's kiss. It's great. Sitting at a whopping 13% of Rotten Tomatoes.
Is it better than Morbin?
You know, people have been debating if it's better or worse than Morbius. Unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, I haven't seen either film. So, and I use film with quotation marks. Yeah, I don't know. People are saying it is not very good. And to be honest, you could probably tell that by the trailers. Yeah. And I think even one of the actresses, like, as soon as the check cleared, she started, like, making fun of the movie, essentially, in interviews and stuff. But, yeah, Madam Web came out. It's getting crapped on, and it kind of makes sense. There was, and then there's a couple of trailers that came out. We'll save the big one for last. Godzilla vs. Kong released a new trailer. Surprisingly, I've not watched it yet, but apparently it shows off a couple new monsters, and it shows off a lot of action. And I'm looking forward to the movie. It can't be any dumber than the last Godzilla vs. Kong movie. I wasn't a huge fan of that one, surprisingly. And especially coming off of Godzilla -1, it's going to have to be entertaining. It's not going to be serious, obviously, but it needs to really step up on the entertainment value for me. And hopefully it does that. I mean, you have King Kong with a freaking mech glove. It seems like it's going to be really stupid, which I can turn my brain off. I can watch Big Monkey punch other monkey. Hopefully that movie's good. Once I see it, I'll report back on the on it. And then obviously the big one, the big trailer that released during the Super Bowl is Deadpool 3, officially titled Deadpool and Wolverine. It is officially the most watched trailer ever. Now, I believe it has like 375 million views or something like that.
That's ridiculous.
Yes, tons and tons and tons of views. And the trailer looks good. It looks very, very fun. I liked both of the Deadpool movies. I liked Deadpool 2 more than I did Deadpool 1. And this one seems like it's going to be bringing Deadpool into the MCU. I think if Disney commits to the Deadpool humor, which from the trailer, it seems like they are committing, I think that Deadpool can definitely shed some humor on kind of the weak sauce phase 4 of the Marvel cinematic phases right now. And I think he can really bring in some new life to it. I'm excited to see Deadpool interact with other characters. I'm also excited to see Hugh Jackman back as Wolverine. It'll be interesting to see that how he does there compared to like his send-off with Logan was perfect.
Yeah.
So having him back,
Jackman.
but I doubt he's gonna like do bad. I think Hugh Jackman's going to play Wolverine well, just because he always has. So Deadpool looks really fun. I'm excited to watch it. It's coming out in July, I think. July 26th, a week after my birthday.
Ooh.
So I'm excited for that one. Trailer looks cool. Trailer's funny. I highly recommend it if you haven't seen it. And,
I actually haven't seen Deadpool 2.
Deadpool 2 is better than Deadpool 1, in my opinion.
I'll have to check it out if it's... Oh, it's on Disney Plus. Damn it, I won't be able to check it out legally.
Deadpool would support you pirating Deadpool 2.
For the safety of everything, I will not pirate Deadpool 2. Any FBI agents that listen.
I feel like there was something else in the realm of movies. Wasn't there something else we had brought up?
Nothing I brought up. We were talking about Blade at one point.
That was that was when we were talking about people. Oh yeah, Fantastic Four. They announced Fantastic Four with Pedro Pascal playing Mr. Fantastic. They got an actor from Punisher to play the Thing, and I am unaware of the other two actors, actor and actress. But yeah, I mean, they had to reboot Fantastic Four. They weren't going to continue. They weren't going to continue with Fan Four Stick or the other ones they came out with in 2006. I think that's when it came out.
Well, you had the one scene from oh God, what's her name? She's in love with the robot man.
Wanda,
where she like kill the Fantastic Four, Mr. Fantastic and whatever.
Yeah, so in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, spoilers for Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness if you haven't seen it. It's a good movie. You should check it out. My dad hated it. But he had no idea what was going on because he hadn't watched the TV shows, and I can only explain so much in the 5-minute car ride to the movie theater. But John Krasinski,
the guy from
The Office. Jim from The Office, played Mr. Fantastic in that, kind of as a wink and a nod because people were saying he should play Mr. Fantastic, and so he did. It was just going to be a one-off. People were like, why is Pedro Pascal playing Mr. Fantastic and not John Krasinski? But that's because
John Krasinski is dead.
It's a whole nother topic. Yeah, she kills him. It wasn't all of the Fantastic Four. It was just him and other members of the Illuminati in that universe. But yeah, so Fantastic Four was announced, and then they released a trailer and an announcement for the release date of X-Men 97, which is a TV show continuing the 90s X-Men cartoon.
Oh.
So that was a good cartoon. So Marvel might be cooking again.
They might be cooking that far. No, I wouldn't go that far. But
I mean, Deadpool's definitely cooking.
Ethan, you know what I could use right now?
Cooking?
Specifically, a type of cooking that you really enjoy, where we get into the meat and potatoes.
Oh, you're trying to move the podcast along.
I'm trying to move the podcast along because it's been an hour.
Fine. Yeah, we have some albums to listen to talk about, of course.
We definitely have listened to them.
We definitely have. And you know what? I'll go ahead and field it and go first because my review is going to be really easy. It's going to be short, sweet, and to the point.
Oh, good. That definitely means that he loved it and it was a perfect album.
Let me pull it up real quick. I know it's Ancients with 2 eyes.
2 eyes. That's the important part.
Ancients. I think they just re-released something of theirs too.
They re-released their first album and they're working on their third album, which it's been forever. Hurry up. Stop touring. Release the album.
Mitchell gave me Voice of the Void by Ancients. This is a prog metal album. This album is boring as shit.
I
I just could not do it, man. I listened to it about 3 or 4 times. I can't remember a damn thing about the album. The only lyric I remember is your silver spoon should have been poisoned. And it's not like as I'm listening to it, there wasn't a part here or there that was like, okay, that's kind of a cool riff or this, that, or the other. But overall, I constantly I bring up, usually while I'm listening to the album on Spotify, I'll heart songs that stick out to me or that I really, really enjoy. Nothing for the first 3 listens. Could not pick anything apart. The last time I listened to it, I did my normal thing. Usually when I have my last couple of listens, I will play some Slay the Spire on my PlayStation. I'll load it up on Spotify on PlayStation and I'll listen through. And it was just a chore to get through again. I was so bored. I don't know what about it was not sticking out to me. Obviously, this isn't the first prog album you've given me. You've basically given me nothing but there was just something about this band that did not stick out to me.
That's unfortunate. I'm so sad to hear it because I absolutely love this band and I love that album. And I think it's a brilliant album.
Yeah, I just don't see it. I'm giving it like a 2.
Damn, this is on par with Letters from the Colony.
No, Letters from the Colony, I felt literally nothing about. That was still a 5.
Oh, shit. Is this more like Ulcerate then?
I think I like Ulcerate more.
Nah. Well,
but,
shit.
I believe it is my lowest review. In fact, I'm going to make it my lowest review. It's a 1. I really tried with this one, but it nothing stuck out to me. It was kind of a chore to get through by my 4th listen. I'm sitting there with my roommate listening to it, and he's heckling the entire time.
So Gage didn't like it either.
No.
Yeah, well, I don't care about Gage's opinion.
I mean, but he's liked a couple of the things you've given when we've listened to it. It's just I don't know what it was about this one. I don't know if it was because it was pretty mid-paced or maybe the vocals didn't do much for me. The lyrics were kind of silly here and there. Or maybe it was the inflection of the voice that was performing the lyrics, like the one lyric I mentioned earlier, the your silver spoon should have been poisoned, was kind of hammy. But it was not my thing. I apologize. I'd never like giving a negative review to your albums because it rarely happens.
Because I am a master of tastes.
You have good tastes. I wouldn't call it a master. I wouldn't say you're a master, but you have good tastes.
Well,
but this
you.
one is definitely like it's a low. So yeah, Voice of the Void by Ancients. If you like prog, maybe check it out. Still, it just wasn't my type of music. I'm definitely giving it like a light 1.
Damn. It's like a combination of Mastodon and Opeth is the best way I can put it. Because you got the death growls that sound like Opeth, and you got a lot of the instrumentation that sounds like Mastodon.
Yeah, I could hear that.
And that's going to make me change what I was potentially going to give you for a later time, so you can have a break.
Okay.
Maybe I'll give it to you, maybe I'll never give it to you, so I'll reveal it now. It was going to be Mastodon's Crack the Sky. If you like this, because I was like going to ease you in.
So I think I have listened to the first song of Crack the Sky and ended up enjoying it.
And you did. And I was like, well, if he likes this, he'll probably like Mastodon. It's that thing where I kind of like, oh, I gave you a violin band, let's give you another violin band. Or I gave you this kind of prog, I'm going to give you another type of this prog.
You're trying to like ease me through like a timeline type shtick.
Yeah.
Not a timeline, but you know what I mean.
Categorizing, basically.
Yeah.
And so I was like, all right, this is kind of Mastodon-y, but it's got the death metal part. So maybe he'll like it a little bit more than he would Mastodon. And maybe you'll still love Mastodon. I didn't know. You like some of their stuff, and I think you just have had to evolve in your tastes, because I'm sure young Ethan would have hated Mastodon for sure.
Yeah, it was one of those things where even when I was younger, I knew the riff from Blood and Thunder, but I couldn't like tell you what the name was. And then I believe I have a couple of Mastodon songs in my liked songs on Spotify. I think there's a song called The Wolf and something.
That sounds familiar.
But yeah, that wasn't Crack the Sky. I think that was something else.
No, it's not.
But
Mastodon, that's going to bother me. Mastodon, the wolf is loose.
The Wolf is loose. Yeah, that's on there. So it's I've been kind of easing my way into Mastodon the way it is, but yeah, maybe hold off on Crack the Sky for a little bit.
Yeah, we don't need 2 ones in a row in the case. Or watch you listen to Crack the Sky and you instantly become the biggest Mastodon fan.
That would be a stretch, but
hilarious though.
It would be hilarious. I would give you that. So yeah, Voice of the Void wasn't really my thing. I appreciate checking it out or you giving it to me. I mean, I always appreciate checking out a new band. Maybe their other album would have tickled my fancy a little bit more. I don't know. I didn't check it out.
I doubt it, because it's much of the same. This was an improvement on the first.
Fair enough.
In my opinion, and also on Banger TV's opinion.
Okay. All right, I gotcha.
Because that's how I found this band, I believe, was through Banger TV.
That makes sense.
Could be wrong. But the guy who actually did the whole Headbangers journey, Headbanger journey, I forget his name, but he was the one that actually really likes Ancients. So you're definitely wrong in your tastes.
Oh, well.
Watch Fantano absolutely love Ancients.
Hold on. Let me see if Fantano's reviewed it. Fantano, Ancients.
I doubt it.
Hold on. Something popped up. Was it in here? It was a Why You Know review. No, there is not Ancients. Although he did do Lorna Shore's Pain Remains, which I'm kind of interested to see what he talks about on that. So I'm going to keep this video up. But there you go.
Yeah, well, I guess I'll talk about the band you gave me. I
What
definitely
did you
won't
listen
let
to?
this color my opinion of it at all.
Oh, you're a professional.
It was bad. Bad record. Hated it.
Uh-huh.
No, so you gave me Carrion Vael, Abhorrent Obsession?
Abhorrent Obsessions, yeah.
Is that correct, Ethan?
Yes, Abhorrent Obsessions.
I don't know why. There is no reason, but I have been constantly forgetting this band's name and album. And that's a shame, because it was a really safe but good pick. There was no way I was not going to like this. It's basically Black Dahlia murder. Little techie here and there.
Yeah, so their early stuff before this is really Black Dahlia-y. I thought they actually evolved their sound a little bit on this record. And
well, I wouldn't know that now, would I?
That's fair. I apologize.
Yeah.
I just thought this was a bit more techy than melodic IMO.
It is techie, but you have that like alternating skip the string riff that every melodic death metal band uses. You know the one I'm talking about, where it's basically playing like octaves or something along that line.
Right.
Yeah. Anyways, I by the way, I don't know if it's octaves or whatever. I just know that like if you're playing on the low E string, you skip the A string and go straight to the D string, and you're constantly like doing that. The E string is your rhythm string and the D string is your melodic string. Music theory. Anyways, this is really good. They added some symphonic stuff, which I enjoyed, but it wasn't over the top, and it was definitely way in the background, and it wasn't always there. But it did add to the epicness of the sound, especially during choruses. I did have a favorite song, and give me 1 second. Professionalism.
I'm very interested because you usually never pick out songs.
I'm trying to be better. Don't expect it very often, but I'm trying to be better. Oh, Ties of Forbearance.
Okay.
I thought the clean singing part in there, which they only do little smatterings of clean singing. It is definitely mostly growls and screams. I thought the clean singing part was like a nice little cutaway, kind of doing that arch spire where it's like, even though you have all the technicality of the boo, you have like this nice relaxed part that you can kind of just like breathe for a second.
Yeah, absolutely.
Before going back in. And I love people that can write that stuff. This is a local band, so that's even better. I didn't know we had any local talent here in Indianapolis. That's not fair because I did like Fleshbore when you were in it. I have nothing against Fleshbore now, but I haven't seen them live since you left.
Well, I appreciate that.
So hey, jokes aside, I actually do think Ethan is a very talented vocalist, even though I like to razz him.
Not Riz, mind you, Raz.
Yeah, razz. So
Carrion Vael is actually out of Richmond, so they are local to Indiana. I know all of these guys: Travis, Trenton, Chris, and Ryan. I don't know Al. He must be new. But Travis is the vocalist. He's really solid. I've gotten to play with these guys a couple of times. They're actually doing a show they're touring. They just announced a tour with Summoning the Lich, Warforged, which was my last show with Fleshbore. We played with Warforged. And they're touring, and then they actually have a show with Fleshbore on that tour on April 12th, I think. I'm going to go to that. And that'll be fun. But I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah.
I figured you would. I figured it was kind of a safe pick, yeah. But I never really thought about maybe giving you some local bands and kind of giving some smaller bands a little bit of a spotlight, as little as our audience is.
We do have them German fans, though.
We do have some German fans, yes.
We have some German fans. So I give it about a 7 or 8. We'll say like a 7.5.
Okay.
I liked it overall. I thought some of the lyricism, like in the song that I really liked, I actually watched the lyric video and noticed that they just really repeat a lot of the words over and over again. So like lyrically, I'm like,
Yeah, so every song on this record is about a different serial killer, I think. You have Kentucky Fried Strangulation, which is John Wayne Gacy. Because he owned a bunch of KFCs.
I didn't know it was a concept album.
Yes, it was.
I didn't know that. That's interesting.
I probably should have mentioned that. I just forgot to. My favorite song is King of the Rhine. For some reason, I really just like they don't have the lyrics on here. Hold on. King of the Rhine, Carrion Vael. He does repeat stuff a lot, but for some reason, I really like the ending of "Die." I just want you to die. I don't give a fuck how you just die. I don't know why. It just the way he inflects that line sounds really cool, and that's probably my favorite song on the record.
Okay, so that's an interesting concept, and it makes sense, especially to call it Pure Obsessions. Yeah, that's our meat and potatoes. Short reviews, but a hearty meal nonetheless. Unfortunately, apparently one of them was rancid.
Yeah, it's true. We also went a little bit longer on news today than we have for the past couple of episodes.
Just a wee bit.
So now, Mitchell, we have Disturbed albums ranked from worst to best.
Let's do it. Now, I don't know all their albums. I know the first 5, and that's about it. But
so there's 8.
But the other three should, in my opinion, be super low.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like this list. But we'll start off there with their worst album, according to Loudwire, is Asylum.
Wow, this is a shit list already.
Yeah, I don't think Asylum's a bad record, actually. I think that's still solid. It was way better than anything I heard off of Divisive, which is number 7. I think that's their last record they put out. After Divisive is Believe.
Fuck them. This is a terrible list. Terrible list. Horrible list. Loudwire, what the hell are you doing? You don't know shit. You need to hire me. You need to pay me. You need to pay me more than what I currently make. And I will tell you what Disturbed albums are good. And let me tell you, Believe is a fantastic album. It was a departure from their weird new metal that was on the first album. And it's great. And fuck you.
I think that's the angriest you've been on this podcast.
It's a horrible opinion to put those two that low.
After Believe
That's
is
like
Evolution.
putting From Mars to Sirius is like number 3. Mars to Sirius is clearly Gojira's best album. Clearly.
I agree. And
it's not even my favorite. It's not even my favorite, but it's still clearly their best album. Fuck this list. Continue.
After Believe is Evolution, which was not good either, but that's not where their Sound of Silence came from. That would be Immortalized, which is number 4.
Ugh. At least I assume they put either Indestructible or 10,000 Fists as number 1. Don't tell me they put...
Number 3 is Indestructible.
Oh, no.
Number 2 is 10,000 Fists.
Oh, come on.
And number 1 is The Sickness.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Look, The Sickness has good tracks. It has a couple of good tracks. I'm not saying
it doesn't, but it is not their best record.
It is not their best record. No. I would probably say Indestructible.
It's their most popular. Yeah. I actually wouldn't even say it's their most popular. I would say Indestructible was their most popular record.
Yeah,
the only thing the Sickness has is Down with the Sickness in terms of like well-known popular songs.
Stupefy.
Yeah, there's that.
Then there's also I'm indestructible. There's also Voices, which I think is a little bit known as well on radio. But then there was also Dropping Plates.
You gotta drop the plates on their ass, bitch. Dropping plates on their ass.
I did like their cover of Shout.
Let it all out. These are the things that we talk about.
Meaning of Life was just weird. It used to be my favorite song off the record, but...
That's awful. The song is literally just about a man who either really likes steak or pussy.
Yeah. I don't know. It was just... I really liked that song when I was younger. I don't know why.
Actually, it makes sense. You do really like steak.
I do like steak.
So it makes sense. It tracks.
So yeah, that list sucked, but it's Loudwire, so what do you expect?
Well, yeah, why do we continue to go to Loudwire lists?
I don't know. It's because they're the big name. I should start checking out like Metal Hammer or something.
Metal Hammer, Metal Sucks.
But yeah, guys.
Yeah. I feel like we should figure out what records we're going to give next.
That's a great point. And I should pull up my notes. I should pull up those dang notes I have about all the records that I was going to give you. So, Mitch, I was thinking about finally double dipping.
And you know what's funny? I also was thinking about double dipping if you didn't like Ancients. Is this the album that we do that?
Well, it depends because I don't have to double dip. I've got a lot of options.
I mean, I got a lot of options too, and I could just cave and give you Mastodon.
You know what? I'm gonna do it. We're gonna double dip, but I'm gonna give you a choice.
Oh,
and you always love the choices.
I always love the choices.
We go with death metal or we go with the hip hops.
Oh, so either Cannibal Corpse or Aesop Rock.
Wasn't Cannibal, by the way.
It wasn't Cannibal. Oh. You sure it wasn't Cannibal?
I'm 100% sure it wasn't. I'm looking at the album right now.
It's probably Cannibal Corpse, guys. He's lying.
Yeah, it's Cannibal Corpse, yeah. Or do you want me to just do a picker?
No, I'll take Aesop Rock.
Okay, hell yeah. I'm going to give you Aesop Rock's Garbology.
Ah, you're doing Garbology. Okay.
Yeah, the new record was good, but I think Garbology is still really excellent. I like a ton of songs off of that record. And it's not just Aesop Rock, it's technically a collaboration with a producer named Blockhead. And Aesop and Blockhead were actually partners for a long time in Aesop's early career, up until Skeleton, that's when Aesop started making his own beats. And they just decided to do another album together, and that was Garbology. And Garbology is excellent, in my opinion. And hopefully you enjoy this one as much as you did The Impossible Kid.
I did enjoy Impossible Kid. So, okay, Garbology it is. Ethan, do you feel like getting dark? Do you feel like diving into black metal once again?
You've given me black metal?
I have given you black metal.
Oh, Batushka?
No. Batushka has only one really good album, and I've already given it to you.
You've given me more than one black metal album?
Yes, it was during one of our EPs.
Oh, Venom. No, I'm kidding. Abigail Williams.
Yes, I want to give you what I consider one of the best symphonic black metal albums I have ever heard in my entire life.
Okay.
And also, I think is a top tier symphonic black metal album, and everyone should listen to it, which is really, one, it's a Blue album, because of course it is.
Of course, Blue album supremacy.
Yeah. In the Shadow of a Thousand Suns. Just fucking love that name. It's such a good title.
I believe I know one song off this record.
You probably do.
I believe it's Into the Ashes.
So, but to me, front to back, this has no faults, and I think it ends beautifully. Like, it starts fantastic in terms of, like, when I say it starts fantastic, I mean the way the album is built. It is built to start strong and end strong, like a story.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's a concept album. It very well could be, but it is a chef's kiss, in my opinion. And if you don't like this one, I'm going to be crushed.
I could have sworn I knew a song off of that record, but I don't have it liked, which makes me question it. But yeah, no. I've listened to Abigail Williams here and there. I've never listened to a full record other than Legend, which is an EP, not a record. But I've always enjoyed what I've heard from Abigail Williams, so I'm excited to give these guys a full shake.
Now, I will say this. If you decide to check out their future stuff, it is different because they go from symphonic black metal to atmospheric black metal.
Right.
And I absolutely love that. This is a band I would triple dip if you did not check out their atmospheric stuff.
I gotcha. Okay.
This is one of the bands that I wanted to do a double album, but then you were like, double album.
We did finally break the stigma. The stigma. That's a weird word for it. But we broke the every 5 episodes we do a double album thing.
I was very sad about it.
Well, we could always bring it back someday.
You want to bring it back now? I could give you 2 Abigail Williams albums. I really want to.
No,
but it's the
it's
Red
not even
album.
We're on episode 31 right now, brother.
I don't care. We got to make up for lost time, brother.
No, we're just gonna stick with 1 for now.
Oh, fine. You get the Red album later if you don't listen to it.
Becoming.
Yes.
All right. In the Shadow of a Thousand. What?
What do you mean?
Nothing. I was just acknowledging what you said.
All right. Better.
So yeah, guys, that was another episode of Distorted Entertainment. Next episode, we're gonna go over
an Abigail Williams album, and an Aesop Rock record. Aesop Rock and Blockhead, to be specific. Yeah. If you guys like what you hear, please share us around with your families and friends. It helps us out a great deal. If you would like to contact us about possibly sharing your band at the end of an episode, you can contact us on Facebook or Twitter, or our email address, which will be in the description. Facebook is distentpod. That's DISTENTPOD. Same with Twitter. And yeah, I think that was all of my preamble. A lot less smooth than it usually is, but I think
isn't that a post-amble?
That's a post-amble. You're right. I messed it up. I messed it up royally. I'm a fraud.
He's a fucking fraud.
You're a fraud, Spider-Man. And other clips from The Amazing Spider-Man 2 featuring Dane DeHaan. But yeah, I think that does it for us, guys. We will see you guys in the next episode. I am Ethan Carpenter, and I'm, of course, joined by Mitchell Wade.
Bye-bye.
See you later.